In our last video session on key account management, I had mentioned to you that we will bring out the next video session on key account business acquisition, or in other words, managing major sales. Friends, I have already mentioned to you the key accounts are those which significantly contribute to your top line or bottom line, or otherwise are very strategic in nature, and therefore you need to acquire these. Friends, today I will share with you 5 principles of managing these major sales so that you are able to do a far better job of it. Let me share these 5 principles with you. Principle number 1. Before you even formally contact this type of a client, you need to do deep customer research on these clients, which means you need to go through their balance sheet, you need to go through their website, you need to go through their linked page and see as to what is this organization doing, how are they growing over these last so many years, what are they focusing on, have they changed their way of doing business, have they appointed some other channel partners, or they are doing direct business. You need to understand these all things about the customer very well and only then be trying to contact them. Principle number 2. You also need to study your own competition for these type of organizations. What is your competition doing? How are they progressing? What are their strengths and weaknesses? And how does that strength and weakness compare with your strength and weakness? And overall, how does it match with the decision-making guidelines of the customer? And then out of this, you need to pre-decide what are the things you are going to emphasize on, what are your differentiators based on which you will be able to get a favorable response from the customer. And you need to focus on that, and you need to work on this all beforehand. Number 3, beyond knowing the organization overall, friends, you also need to understand the hierarchy and the people in this organization, which means you need to know who are the FODs in this organization. FODs are focus of dissatisfaction, those people who are important stakeholders in this type of offering which you are providing to them. They are the people who get affected in absence of the right solution being bought. And you need to know that who are these stakeholders, what is their vintage in the company, and then see as to how will you influence these people. Then there are some people who are FOPs, focus of power, people who generally take a final call. They generally decide finally who will they go for. You need to understand these people also. You need to understand as to what could be their buying criteria. Most of the time, FOPs go by what FODs tell them, because the stakeholders generally evaluate a proposal and accordingly put up their recommendations. And these FODs could be head production, head planning, head HR, head marketing, head purchase, head quality control, head R&D, depending on what type of a product, what type of offering you are providing to the customer. So friends, you need to understand these people very well. Who are these FODs? Who is more powerful? Who has the ultimate ears of the FOP? And most of the time, the FOP is the MD or CEO of the organization who finally decides that we will go for this person. Friends, principle number 4. You also need to see that in these type of large decisions, the companies don't make emotional decisions. They make very rational decisions. They take considerable time. And sometimes this considerable time may go for 4, 5, 6 meetings over a year. And thereby you need to show value to the customer. They must see that you are providing them a right solution. And for this to happen, you need to understand what are this company's pain areas, what are their concerns. And these concerns and pain areas could be different for different FODs. You need to understand that very well. You need to prepare for it very well. And when you go in the client's office and you meet these FODs individually, you reconfirm whether he has a particular concern or not. The head production could have a different concern as compared to head quality control. And you need to understand that. And you also need to bring out while discussing with them as to what could be the implications of not sorting out this type of a problem, this type of a pain area. And once you have brought out this implication, then you need to show how your company can offer them the right solution. You need to explain them the features and benefits and also provide them proof as to how you have sorted out these type of problems for some other client. And while doing all these things, finally, you are not trying to expect a yes from him there and then, because you know that it is a procedure which is a long procedure. There are multiple people involved while taking a decision, but you want to be sure that this person is influenced towards you, and each FOD is influenced towards you because of different reasons. And friends, principle number 5. When you are proceeding with this client, already 7-8 meetings have happened, you are reaching towards the last stage, there is something called as appearance of consequences. Friends, this is different from objections or doubts or questions. Consequences are essentially those psychological barriers in the mind of the customer, where he feels that if I am going for this type of a large decision, am I prepared for its execution? Will I have to buy some extra machinery? Will I have to put up a new plant? Will I have to recruit much more people? Will I have to retrain my people? He starts thinking of these things, and suddenly he realizes the budget is not only for this decision. Whatever changes will happen because of this, he has to take into account and accordingly be ready for it. And while thinking of all these things, he suddenly realizes the consequence of going for this decision of yours and suddenly develops cold feet. He suddenly says, oh my God, we better be ready with other 5 things which are implementation issues. And the issue is that he doesn't mention these things to the salesperson. He will not mention to your sales team. And thereby, on the top of it, generally he will say your price is too high, or he may give some other reason for postponing meetings. They are not trying to meet you. And suddenly you don't know what is happening. And that time, if you start offering them discounts or schemes or other things, it is counterproductive because the reason is not that. Friends, in this type of a case, you need to have your own people go deep into the organization and understand what are the consequences which these people are having. And once you know that, you need to develop this trust with these FODs and FOPs and bring out these consequences out of their mouth, and then help them sort it out. I'm saying help them sort it out, not give a solution to them. Please don't prescribe things to them. Instead of that, you may put them in touch with some other customer as to how did they sort out these issues. And thereby you are facilitating them sorting out these implementation issues rather than either giving them discounts or prescribing them a certain way, which generally a client does not like. And if you are able to handle these consequences in the mind of the customer very well, he may take a decision in your favor, and thereby this is what increases your order size, increases conversion rates, and so many times it compresses the overall sales cycle also. These are the 3 objectives of managing any major sales. Friends, that's for now. Important issue is that it's not that your sales team knows these principles or not. It is critical that they are able to implement it. They are able to put it into practice. That is the test of the time. Friends, if you have received this video from someone, you may consider subscribing to our channel. And if you feel that there are some other people who will benefit out of listening to this video session, you may like to forward this video to them. Thank you very much.